will be part of those people who will become strong because you have already made me strong. Amen? Bakit natin pipiliin? Ang dami ko pong bakit, ano? Siyempre, part ako niyan, sa bakit na yan. Bakit po natin mas pipiliin na tayo yung ipagtatanggol kesa yung tayo ang magtatanggol? Pag ikaw ang ipinagtatanggol, iisa lang ang ibig sabihin nun, weakling ka. Mahina ka. 'Di ba? Sabi ng Panginoon, sa iyong kahinaan, pinalakas na kita. So, paano mo pa sasabihin na mahina ka? Again, it doesn't follow. I am trying to be logical about all these things, people. Pero kung nakukuha nyo po yung rational ng mga sinasabi ko sa inyo, marirealize nyo na anuman yung mga inilagay natin na limitasyon at patuloy na inilalagay na limitasyon sa ating buhay, baliwala pala itong mga bagay na to sa harap ng Panginoon. Pagkat lahat ng ito ay tinapos niya na para sa atin. Now, ang challenge ng Panginoon is for us to become the finishing generation, for us to become the day, dun sa sinasabi sa Revelations chapter 12, verse 10 to 11, that we will become the overcomer because of His blood. That we will become the examples, the models of whose lives God has changed. Mas gugustuhin pa po ba natin na tumingin tayo sa buhay ng ibang tao at sabihin natin na sana ganun na rin yung buhay ko, sana nabago na rin ng Panginoon yung buhay ko. Kung ano yung na-experience niya, yun na rin yung na-experience niya. O mas gugustuhin ba natin na tayo yung sasabihan ng ganun? Na tayo yung magiging modelo na ng mga ibang tao na hindi pa nakaka-experience ng pagbabago sa kanilang buhay. There is always choices. Okay? We can always be the one who responds actively sa harap ng Panginoon, or we can always be the one na lagi na lang hinihila, lagi na lang kinakaon, lagi na lang tinutulungan, lagi na lang binubuhat na parang bata. If you believe in yourself that you are already sick and tired, kung pagod na kayo sa mga ganong uri ng buhay, then this is the right time to respond to what God is already saying to your life. You are not supposed to be there anymore. You have to be in this situation already, wherein you are already part of my finishing generation na pwede na kitang gamitin. Take note, people, hindi na kami nagtuturo dito by God's grace. We are not lifting ourselves here. Kung sino man yung mga tumatayo dito sa harap, it is no longer milk that you are receiving from God. Hindi na gatas, hindi na yung mga tungkol sa love, peace, joy, faith. Hindi ganun na yung mga itinuturo sa inyo. Everything that is being downloaded from you, God, to you guys are already apostolic things. Building things na. Dahil sabi ng Panginoon, tapos na yung panahon na binigyan ko kayo ng gatas, eto na yung panahon na kailangan nyo ng tumayo at kumilos para sa akin. Amen? Na i-build ko na ang spirito nyo. Wala na kayo dun sa ganong uri ng kalalagayan. Eto na yung panahon na kailangan kayo mismo ay kumilos na para sa akin. Amen? To integrate, okay. God is accelerating this process of coming together of the finishing generation across the nations of the world. We need in 2011 to come together. Tingnan niyo po, ang sinasabi ng Panginoon, kailangan daw po natin na by year 2011, tayo po ay magsama-sama, magkaroon ng pagkakaisa sa buhay ng bawat isa sa atin, to interact with each other, to integrate what we have received. Hindi po ba napakasarap ng ating pakiramdam na tuwing magsasama-sama tayo? Correct me if I'm wrong with this. I know that I noticed this in our church and I am so grateful with God. It is to His glory that I say these things, that what I notice is that when we come together, there is always something that is being built in the spirit of each and every one, just with the mere presence of each other. Kaya nga minsan sabi ko, ako natatawa na lang ako or natutuwa ako dun sa comment ni Abby. Nung sinabi niya na sana there is a place wherein every one of us can live together. Bakit? Siguro, kaya nasabi ng batang yon yung salita na yon is because yung desire ng heart niya to be with the brethren is ganun na lang kaigting. Because nararamdaman niya kung paano pinapalakas ng Panginoon ang bawat isa sa atin sa pamamagitan ng presence ng bawat isa sa atin. Amen? Ito yung sinasabi ng Panginoon na where there is two or more who are gathered in my name, there I will be in the midst of them. It is not only through prayers that God is within our midst. It is also in the gathering of the brethren that God is in the midst, especially if He is the one who is being glorified. Especially if it is His church who is being built up. He is in the midst of those people. Amen? To integrate what we have received, to be involved, we have to integrate together so that whatever we have received from God, we can share from one another. Kaya ako minsan natatawa rin, even sa Facebook, nakikita ko yung mga, anong tawag mo sa ganon? Messages ba yun? Ha? Thread? Oh, yun. Yung mga thread messages na nandun. Inilalagay ninyo kung ano yung ginagawa ng Lord sa life nyo. Inilalagay nyo doon kung ano yung na-experience nyo. And may nakikita akong mga nagre-respond ng mga tao doon kung paano yung thread mo na sinimulan na apektuhan yung life niya, nakatulong sa kanya nung araw na yun. Even the technology itself, God is already using it to glorify His name and to build His kingdom and to build His church. Amen? We have to keep up with these things and to accelerate more on these things para mismo ang spirito ng bawat isa ay patuloy na mapalakas. Amen? We need these things to be involved with one another and the primary source in our corporate assignment and to increase our influence in our community, our city, our nation, and eventually the nations of the world. Why do we need to integrate these things? Bakit kailangan nating pagsama-samahin lahat ng mga nare-receive natin sa Panginoon at i-share sa bawat isa sa atin? Again, let me make an example, the things that you post in Facebook. I know that there are people who are part of your list who are not yet believers of Christ. And even those who are not yet believers napapalakas din sila, get strengthened dun sa mga salita ng Diyos na binibitawan nyo dun sa bagay na yon. Even they, and through these things, I believe that this is also part of God's plan to integrate the nation together para ang buong nation, hindi lang ang bansang Pilipinas, kundi the nations of the world will be touched by God through us. Diba, ang sabi ng Panginoon, He is going to use us internationally. This means two things. Okay? One is we go out of the country and influence the people with our lives. And two, even if we do not go out of the country, there is a way to influence the people outside of our country. Amen? And it is only by allowing ourselves to be used by God that we can do this. Every opportunity, even the technologies, the new technologies that are coming up, if we have the access to them, gamitin natin itong mga bagay na to para lalong mabuild ang kaharian ng Diyos. Amen? Para lalo tayong magamit ng Panginoon para mabuild ang kanyang kaharian. God has spoken again this year of acceleration with clarity and insight, giving us understanding of His promises for us this year 2011. We keep on hearing God's promises, year of unusual, year of acceleration, year of increase. Pero ano po ba talaga yung ini-expect natin mula sa Panginoon? Pag sinabi niyang, I am going to give you the year of the unusual. Number one, God is going to give us an open intimacy. I am now about to tell you what God is going to give us in the year of unusual and the year of acceleration and the year of intimacy. He said that He is going to give you an open intimacy that is based on Luke chapter 10, verse 21 to 24. What do we mean by open intimacy? Open intimacy means that we will have a revelation of the God of increase in our lives that our testimony will inspire a people movement causing a chain reaction of faith actions around us. Anong ibig sabihin po nito? Bibigyan po tayo ng foretaste o ng patikim ng Panginoon ng ating pong hinaharap ngayon pa lang. He is going to be openly intimate to each and every one of us. Remember what happened to Abraham and to Sodom and Gomorrah. Bago gunawin ng Panginoon ang Sodom and Gomorrah, pinadala niya na yung mga anghel niya. Tama? Sinugo niya na yung mga sugo niya para sunugin ang Sodom and Gomorrah. Bago pa man nakarating yung mga anghel sa Sodom and Gomorrah, sabi ng Panginoon, but wait, naalala niya ang kanyang anak na si Abraham. At dahil ganun na lang ang relasyon ng Panginoon kay Abraham, sabi niya, ang bagay na ito ba ay ililihim ko kay Abraham? Ano ang ginawa ng Panginoon? Inilihim niya o hindi? Hindi niya inilihim, di ba? Kundi, ang ginawa niya, pinadetour niya yung mga angels na inutusan niya. At sabi niya, sige, sabihin niyo muna kay Abraham kung ano ang balak kong gawin sa Sodom at Gomorrah. Kung paano ang Panginoon ay nagkaroon ng open intimacy kay Abraham noong mga panahon na yon, likewise, yun ang ipinapangako ng Panginoon sa atin sa ating kapanahunan. Yun ang pinapangako ng Panginoon sa atin ngayon na year of unusual. I am going to give you an open intimacy wherein you are going to know what is on my mind. What I am planning to do. Nung sinabi niya kay Abraham kung ano ang plano niya sa Sodom and Gomorrah, ano ang ginawa ni Abraham? Ano po ang ginawa ni Abraham? Nakipag-bargain siya sa Panginoon. He stood in behalf of Sodom and Gomorrah. Sodom and Gomorrah doesn't deserve it. Dahil ganun na lang kasama ang kanilang bansa to the point na nagsawa na ang Panginoon sa kasamaan nila at ready na siyang puksain sila. And yet si Abraham, sabi niya, teka lang Panginoon, naalala niya, meron pala siyang kamag-anak sa Sodom and Gomorrah. Sabi niyang ganon, pag ginunaw ng Panginoon ang Sodom and Gomorrah nang wala akong ginagawa, ibig sabihin, para ko nang hinayaan na patayin ng Panginoon ang aking pinakamamahal na si Lot. Tama? So anong ginawa po ni Abraham? Nakipag-bargain siya sa Panginoon. Sabi niya, Panginoon, paano po pag halimbawa merong 50 pang mabubuti na tao doon? Gugunawin niya po ba yon? Just as God has expected. Sabi niyang ganon, hindi ko gugunawin. Sige, kung mapapakita mo ako ng 50, sige. Ay, hindi ko gugunawin. Napag-isip-isip ni Abraham, ako, mukhang talo ako sa 50, mali yata ako nang itinawad ko eh. Tawad uli ako.